console exclusive, a term that literally means multi-platform game available to one console. And pardon me if I sound overly logical about this, but I find this whole thing pointless because the whole reason to do this is to get people to buy into your console, right? You go out and you spend money to secure a game, to publish it or to fund it, to make it only available on your console. But here's the problem. Both Microsoft and Sony, they both spend money to secure this type of game, the console exclusive. And why are they doing this? Because they want you, the consumer, the gamer, to go out and buy their console. But there's one problem. There are over 125 million people using Steam. And while Sony go out and while Microsoft go out and spend money on these console exclusives, what exactly does that offer to a person like me? For example, PlayStation 4 is offering games like No Man's Sky, Street Fighter V, the new Kojima game, Dragon Quest Heroes, Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, King of Fighters 14, and Shenmue. Microsoft and the Xbox One, they are offering games like Rise, Dead Frame Rate 3, Titanfall, Ori and the Blind Forest, Halo Wars 2, Killer Instinct, Project Spark, and Gears of War Ultimate. Guys on the Sony side can't play those games. Guys on the Microsoft side can't play those games either. But if I'm a PC gamer, all those games I've listed, I can play all of them. So the majority of the games that these Xbox guys and these PlayStation guys brag about, me as a PC gamer, I get to play both. I have my hand in two cookie jars instead of one. So I'm not really following this because I understand why Sony and Microsoft want to get people to buy into their console, but at the same time, there are 125 million plus Steam users that, to this situation, really don't have a reason to be invested into a console because, as I said before, you get both sets of console exclusives on your PC. And I know you have a bunch of people, a bunch of morons saying that the PC has no AAA games, but the reality is, by getting most of these console exclusive games from both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, in addition to your own PC AAA games, in addition to all the standardized multi-platform games that are AAA on the PC, you probably end up with more games just on the PC than both consoles combined because you get both sets of console exclusives in addition to your own PC exclusives, in addition to your own PC AAA multiplat. So these new consoles really aren't creating an environment where me, a PC gamer, wants to go out and buy a PlayStation or buy an Xbox because, again, all the money that these companies are spending to secure these games, I can play on the PC. Now, I know I can't play games like Halo or Bloodborne or Uncharted, Infamous, etc., but a lot of these games that people are touting as reasons to go out and buy a PlayStation 4 for or to go out and buy an Xbox One for are actually coming out on the PC. And when these games hit the PC, they're better. They are. And I'll put money that probably one of the most anticipated games on the Xbox One next year in Quantum Break will probably and eventually come out on the PC because Remedy puts their games out on the PC. One of the bigger games coming out for the PlayStation 4 later on, Shenmue, the new Kojima game, and the new Final Fantasy VII Remake, they're all going to be put on the PC later. So again, what exactly is making consoles special right now? What is exactly making consoles different? Because developers aren't stupid. They're actually pretty smart. They go to these companies or they listen to the companies that go to them and they're like, wait, we can get our game funded in a zero risk environment, have Sony or Microsoft pay for our game, then we can sell it on their console, and then later we can double dip and sell it on the PC to 100+ million Steam users, to Origin users, to GOG users. These developers are making out like bandits here. Why wouldn't they do it? I mean, look at Crystal Dynamics. They had Microsoft fund the game, and even though it flopped, the game is funded. They're at a zero risk proposition, and then they sell the game on the Xbox One, and then later, 2 months later, going to put it on the PC where it's clearly going to sell 1 million more. So again, the whole multi-platform game available to one console really doesn't bother me, because in the end, console exclusives benefit PC gamers probably more than it benefits a console gamer. And as crazy as that sounds, it's true.